as they wind down the regular season, heading to the postseason, as we said. Here's Kennard, #1 3-point shooter in the NBA. LeBron James. And Green took one down low.
You don't exert a lot of the same energy trying to blow by.
Picked up by Hachimura. Lakers trying to get a rotation before the playoffs as their season is rebooting. 3, James could.
Well, right now the Lakers kind of fun.
James had 12 in the first quarter. Lakers no shot attempt so far until right there. And it's a 3 and a beauty by LeBron.
Sometimes you just tap into
Adu Thero, and the foul goes on Ayton inside for LA.
Well, you figure this is what J.J. Redick thinks.
And the 3, no, it's a long 2. And a rebound by LeBron James. Timmy on the break at the other end with an easy 2 and a good feed by LeBron.
Right, but he led Drew Timmy. He didn't want to give it to him too early with Drew that looks so easy, effortless. LeBron just puts it right out front. It's like an outstanding quarterback, and you know this, leading his receiver beautifully right underneath the pass.
Leons is in. Cassie has it now. The drop pass, the steal. Bronny, son to father. LeBron James.
How many times you see they probably worked on that in the backyard? I mean, it's probably LeBron trying to throw it to Bronny.
Ayton with a game high plus minus of 22 plus, and that's a Bronny 3. LeBron James and Dad.
Okay, you know, I've been taking care of you my whole life, so here's something else for you. Here's a pass for an open shot.
Leons and Kennard defending. The cutting Bassie, the pickpocket by LaRavia, the lead to LeBron, the takeoff, and the jam! Oh, James hammers it home!
Creating the steal by LaRavia to LeBron, taking off in transition to him with the dribble drive, 2 feet in the paint to LaRavia for a 3. This could be a good get-right game.
Luke Kennard joining us here, and look, you guys came here, one simple goal in mind. You get the win, you continue to give yourself a chance to secure home court, but what did it take tonight for you to just get the job done and pull away from the Warriors eventually?
Yeah, it took everybody. Team effort. I thought we did a really good job with our game plan from start to finish. Second half was a lot better, obviously, and yeah, it feels good to get this one.
All right, a big night for Ohio high school basketball. After, I know it was just a little bit ago, Michigan wins the national championship. You and LeBron just key on both ends of the court. What's it been like playing just so directly with LeBron? You guys are in a lot of actions together, and just got to, I know you've been watching LeBron for as long as you can remember.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, you know, playing with him, it's special. Something you don't take for granted, and we're starting to find a good connection out there. We're trying to find things that work leading up to the playoffs, and these games give us opportunities to do that. So we've done a good job with it, and obviously he had a great game for us tonight. He led us the entire way, and we're going to need that from him.
You know, sometimes players like you that kind of carve out a certain role in the NBA, and obviously you're skewed more towards being one of the best shooters. People might not realize there's a lot more to a lot of players' games, but you've got to kind of show that. You look like a point guard half the time. Is that it? But no, but I mean that's really what you is it something you just have to kind of focus, and people might not realize that is in the game for a lot of guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we're in the NBA for a reason. We've been able to do different things throughout our careers before we got here. NBA it's different. I mean, obviously, you know, you got your stars and guys like that, but some guys you got to find a role and stick with it. You know, we find that opportunity, and I feel like I did a good job of that. But now, obviously, I have more of a responsibility, and I'm comfortable with it. I'm confident in what I can do, and I know my teammates and coaches are as well. So, again, it's just finding that rhythm leading up to the playoffs, and I've done a solid job with it so far.
All right, last one for you. So you get on the plane here after getting some treatment, and then you got Phoenix tomorrow night at home. What's it going to take to try and get that home victory over a Suns team?
Yeah, again, a lot of effort. lot of focus. Again, we're going to need everybody to step up and be ready to go. And yeah, we got to get some rest. It's another big game for us, and we know that. And we're going back to take care of home.
All right, appreciate it, Luke.
Back in the win column with a blowout victory over the Golden State Warriors, and after 80 games, the Lakers are in a tie with the Houston Rockets with 2 games remaining. So the Lakers are in 4 because they hold the tiebreaker, a game behind Denver, who is in 3rd. LeBron was great, incredible effort. We'll get to that in a moment. Just a nice all-around team win, James. All 5 starters in double figures. If you throw Bronny in there, you had 6 guys in double figures. Nick Smith off the bench with 9. The Lakers had 37 assists. They turned 19 Golden State turnovers into 28 points. They shot 61% from the field and 55% from 3. Love to see it.
That's what you want when you hear the term next man up. You know, don't pout, don't think negative. You're missing Luke and Austin and Marcus Smart. You have to believe in one another. And that's what I saw tonight, led by LeBron. A really good effort. The energy was there. I thought Jake on defense was physical. LeBron, obviously. Luke Kennard continues to impress me as a veteran that knows how to fit in places. Ayton, I thought tonight was more aggressive, getting to his sweet spots. And, they were able to sustain a lead, keep the pressure on a very limited Golden State team, and get the win.
James, this Lakers team needed a W. They needed something good to happen. It's been a hellacious week, on and off the court. You can't lose 2 guys like they did last week and just kind of, go on with life, like no problem, and keep winning games. Obviously, tough game in Dallas the other night, tough game here against OKC. It's been a rough run. So finally, you had some. It's like the joy is back in Lakerland, Geet. They're still up there tied with Houston in 4th, and now Denver has to play. You and I were just talking about this. They're only 1 game behind Denver.
They got to play OKC tomorrow night.
And,
obviously
Denver,
OKC could be sitting some guys.
If Denver hiccups and loses, and the Lakers go 2-0 in their final 2 games against Phoenix tomorrow night and Utah, the Lakers could get 3rd still. So things are starting to actually turn around a little bit, and it's just a great team effort, like you said, James. As you know, I don't love the phrase "next man up." But it really was tonight. So many players stepped up. I think the guy I want to kind of give a shout out to is Luke Stockton. Luke Kennard, in his past 4 games, 31 assists, 5 turnovers.
Pretty good.
I mean, that's up there with Nash and Stockton and Magic, your buddy. I mean, that's incredible for a shooting guard to have those numbers at the point guard position.
Kind of make of the various different spurts that LeBron led, to just kind of, you've seen it before, but what did he give you tonight?
Yeah, that is the word I used in the locker room after the game with the guys. Thought his leadership all day long, in the meeting, in the walkthrough this morning, just the way he carried himself, just he really set the tone for the team. The guys followed that. Obviously, the play was fantastic, the offensive efficiency, and then the full complete game with the assists and the rebounds and steals and blocks. Just a terrific game from him.
And then what are your thoughts on a player like Luke Kennard, who, if he's not on a team that you might watch every night, you might think of him as a shooter, but there's so much more there, right, over his life of being not you, but a fan, right? Like, can you speak to that as to how much of just basketball is in a lot of players like that, kind of typified by him?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy because he's a white guy that shoots threes to just think he's just a shooter. That's just the reality of the situation. I'm sure every time he, checked into an AAU tournament in 8th grade, everybody screamed, shooter, shooter, shooter. That's the life we have. That's the life we chose. I watched him a ton at Duke and, got to know him during the pre-draft process. Had a couple phone calls with him, just talking through things, and competed against him. So, I've known for a long time that there's a lot to his game and there's a lot he can do as a basketball player, primarily as a playmaker. I mean, he really does such a good job of using his shooting as a threat, using his change of speed and pace as a threat, and then just consistently makes the right play.
JJ, pregame you mentioned the word empathy and kind of the way you were looking at your team. I know after the last game it was sort of like, we want to find 9 guys that'll fight and be all in and stuff like that. I guess just what did you think building wise today, as far as like starting over in some ways, did you like about this game, and did you sense like a foot forwards, I guess, if that's the right word, or a step forwards from your team tonight?
Well, I told the guys before the game, when we met right before they went out for warm-ups, tonight was a spirit game for all of us, to have the right spirit, to be all in. And I thought we did that. And I would say I'm not surprised because we have, been on hikes all season long and gotten lost in the woods, and nobody thinks we're going to be rescued. And we find a path and we get back to the meadow and find civilization. We're going to be okay. That's what our group is, and I think we've all just embraced that, and we just have to find it now with this group. And tonight was a step in finding that path with this group.
Good use of civilization.
Thank you. I
guys
get words to use from the coaching staff to use in the
appreciate that.
Yeah. So that was clocked out. Check one.
You told us the other day that after the OKC loss and the injuries, seeding's probably out the window, but by virtue of winning tonight, the 3 is still a possibility for you guys. How are you going to approach tomorrow, second night of the back-to-back?
Like we approach every back-to-backs. I know it's. I wish I could give you a better answer than that. We're going to go try and win the game, and hopefully we have a couple guys back. Hopefully, I mean, again, they're still going to be day to day, and hopefully LeBron will be available. I know, in talking to him today and overhearing some conversations with Mike, we're very, we're hopeful. It just, we don't know how he's going to wake up tomorrow. That's just the reality of where we're at with his career.
Do you know what's going on with his hand after that chase down block?
I have not gotten an update on that. I assume he hit it on the backboard trying to get it, and I'm not sure what happened with Luke's hand either.
JJ, you had mentioned after the game on Tuesday that you hadn't been able to get DA the looks that he wanted. You were trying, but it wasn't working. There was a shot very early in the game, mid-range jumper, and it seemed like since then he just continued to battle tonight. What did you see from him out there today? Yeah,
well, he played fantastic. The third quarter, he was just dominant, and a lot of that, was very targeted because we were playing through the post, and Draymond, was going to overhelp, and DA had his proper spacing, and that touch shot for him at 8 to 10 feet it's just a high efficiency shot for him. But I thought he played fantastic throughout the game. But the third quarter, he was dominant for us.
Your play in the fourth quarter probably answers the question, but it looked like you just hit your hand on the backboard or something like that. Was it fine?
Yeah, it'd be fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it will.
Sore, but
yeah, I'm good.
JJ talked about your sort of leadership throughout the day, not just like during the game, but in setting a certain tone. Can you when you need to do that and kind of certain points of emphasis? Was there anything not out of the ordinary about that, but what were you thinking to kind of get the team to where it needed to be for tonight's game?
We just had a sour taste in our mouth, obviously, for like the last week, obviously with the news that we got with AR and Luka, and then us dropping 3 in a row, and it's 3 in a row, right?
Yeah,
and it's just none of us wants to continue to lose, and then we hurt for our 2 main guns. So just mindset of just trying to figure out how we can be great as a team, how we can figure out to play well on the road and try to get a win. So it's just a mindset.
Hesitate to ask this way because I know you're one day at a time, but does a 4 seed versus a 5 seed make enough of a marginal difference if you can control it, right? When you go into a series and trying to elongate something for either Luka or us to get back, even again, you can only control one day at a time, but does that thing make a difference?
Yeah, it's hard to say because all we can do is focus on the present. We can't, what the future holds, we have no idea, and obviously the past is the past. So, what we can focus on is how we continue to get better and better each and every day. And I think JJ said it, like, it could be a different lineup every day, every game, who he's trying to pick. And, we got lineups that we haven't played at all, 0 minutes, and then it might happen. So everyone has to be available and everyone has to be ready to go, no matter if it's tomorrow or Sunday or when the postseason starts. So, we can't, it's hard to think about it, like the future of, like, okay, it's too hard to do that when you got to live in the moment as much as you can.
Ron, it's no secret how much you and Steph love playing against one another, considering your future's unknown. How disappointing was it that you guys didn't get to play each other once this season?
We actually talked about it a little bit. We both didn't even realize it until, I guess, today. We both seen like some pressures. I was looking on in a couple of things online, and it was like we haven't played against each other this year, and I didn't even realize that until I actually seen it and they broke down the games. Obviously, I was hurt early on, and then I think the last 2 games he didn't play. So, you know, like we never know. We don't know what, like I said, what the future holds, and we don't know if we get the opportunity to play against each other, you know, or how many more times we get to play against each other. So it's always a pleasure and it's always an honor just to be, you know, in his presence, to be on the floor with him when we have in the past, and yeah.
Did you appreciate his shoe game though today?
Oh, of course. Of course. He got those from the vault, for real, for real. Those was I remember him wearing those. I don't know if it was his rookie year. What year did he come in the league? 10, 11? 09. 09, 10?
Yeah.
Okay. 09, 10. So yeah, I think those was the LeBron 10s, which, yeah. So I think he wore those in the game before. I'm not sure if he had an extra pair or those was the actual ones, but he went to the vault for those.
There's no minimizing the absences of Luka and AR, of course, but does a win help you kind of just clear some of the air from what you guys have been through the last week and allow you to kind of build from the ground up with this current iteration of the group?
This current iteration of the group is all we have right now, so we have to play and make the most of it. But at the end of the day, in the back of our minds, front of our minds, and side, we're still thinking about Luka and AR. I mean, that's just human nature. Those guys mean so much to our team, we're not going to just be like, okay, all right, move on. Like, it's not been our team. It's not how we built our team over this season. Our chemistry was such at a high, you know, so it's not like you just forget about those guys. Obviously, as professionals, you got to move on and play your game and things of that nature and be professional about it. But, you know, those guys mean too much to our ball club for us to just be like, oh, okay, move on.